Hey y'all, good morning, happy Friday. So, eating some grapes. Y'all see my breast cancer bracelet. So, I'm gonna try to get through this under an hour. Okay, so I'm here to talk about survival tips, as you can see from the title of the video and the information in the description box below. So, I've gotten several questions. I've gotten people asking me to write down a list of things and all that stuff. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this video. And this video is still going to leave you with a lot of homework to do, because you have to do your own research just like I had to. This is pretty much a template and you can go from there. So these are my tips that I've learned on my own, through Google, through articles, through just all kind of stuff from people, and also through the YouTubers that I have in the description below. It's 5 YouTubers that I'm subscribed to, and I've learned quite a bit from them. And when I say hours of research, it's been hours of research through everything. So I'm gonna leave you with some homework. This is only to be a template to get you started and get you going. So I got my list because I want to stay on track and I want to get done with this video so I can get back to work, because I'm taking a little break and I want to get back to work. So first things first, it goes without saying, the first thing that we're gonna start with is food and water. Food, water, health, wellness, and first aid. So when it comes to food, of course, you want to do canned foods. If you're not canning your own food, I would suggest that you get the canned goods that are, I get organic canned goods. Yes, they're a little bit more expensive, but I mean, if you're going to get something that's processed already and it's not naturally canned, like you're taking fresh food, fresh meat, and cooking it and canning it yourself. If you're not at that level yet, because I'm not at that level yet, then I would suggest you get organic canned goods. And if you're going to get meat, like I have canned salmon, I have canned tuna, and they're all wild caught. So, I would just suggest that. And I have canned chicken also, but it's organic. So yes, again, yes, they may cost a little more, but when you think about it, when you think about your health, if I'm gonna have processed food, I want the best version of processed food that I can have, with the less ingredients and no genetically modified anything in none of it. So I would suggest organic. So honestly, sometimes when it comes to like organic beans and stuff, you can find some. Sprouts have some that may run you $1. They have some organic beans that may run you maybe $1.25 or something like that. But other stuff may be higher. You know, some stuff may run you $3-4. You know, sometimes a little bit over that. But you don't have to buy everything all at once. Each check set aside, if you don't have a stockpile already, and you don't live a stock lifestyle like that, I would suggest that you start. And I would suggest that you start small, $50 a check. That's $100 a month to go toward your stockpile. Before the pandemic, I would live stocked, but it would be like months at a time. No, you need to be stocked for no less than a year. I would say maybe not over 2 years, because you know how stuff starts to expire. So if you get a canned goods, I try to go for things that maybe last 3 years or more, so it can last longer. So I can have that. Okay, you know, I got cans that's gonna last me up until, you know, 2 or 3 years, 4 years down the line. But while I'm stocking, I'm using certain things also. So as you use things, you need to replenish. So that's what I was saying. Take a certain amount out of each check and just buy little by little by little. And I promise you, your stockpile, I'm gonna eat a grape, y'all. Your stockpile will be, let's see the grape. Your stockpile will grow like, I mean, out of nowhere. I promise you. So food, water, whatever, you know what you eat. So if you know that you would want to stock coffee or stock hot chocolate or whatever, then that would be what you would do. For me, I don't drink that. I don't drink pop. I don't buy pop. I don't I don't need coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. If I drink coffee, it's gonna be a frappe, and that's only when I have a taste for it. I'm not a real coffee drinker at all. So if that's something that you know that you're going to need, should something happen again like before, and it's not really a matter of if, it's really a matter of when at this point, I suggest you stock now while things are in stock. Stock now. Unless you're growing your own coffee and growing your own produce. If you, and on that note, if you are growing your own produce, stock up on seeds, because before the pandemic, I've always had a mind to grow my own food and stuff like that, but I don't have a house yet. But that doesn't really stop too much, because I have a patio now, so I can really start a garden on my patio if I choose to do that. But those that like a full blown into gardening, they had a shortage on seeds. They had a shortage on mason jars. They had a shortage on mason lids. So I'm saying, since it's stock now, stock up on, if you produce your own food, you grow your own food, stock up on seeds, stock up on the mason jars if you can, and the lids while you can. Also, when it comes to food, buy your outside cookware. In Texas, I'm in Texas, so when we had the grid go down earlier this year, that's the only thing I really did not have. I didn't have a power source, which I'm gonna talk about. Next. And I did not have. I have a fireplace, but I had no wood. And I don't use the fireplace because I really don't trust fireplace, because of you got to really know what you're doing with a fireplace, whether it's wood or gas. You got to know what you're doing. You got to make sure that your fireplace has been inspected and that it's ready to even be used. You got to make sure that it's stuff that goes with a fireplace. The fireplace is all cool, cozy, and dandy, but if you don't do it right, you can find yourself subject to carbon monoxide poisoning, God forbid. But if you don't do it right, you can find yourself subject to carbon monoxide poisoning. And that's really just, I've always been very leery of anything like carbon monoxide-ish. And I'm like, nah, I'm good on that. So I end up buying a portable grill. And I'm putting emphasis on portable because every state of emergency is not necessarily stationary. This time it was, but what if I have to get up and go somewhere? And what if, there's no room at the inn, honey? Like Jesus, when he went to the Bethlehem, what if I got to go to the barn, honey? I need to be able to cook my food. So if I have a portable grill with some, I think they call it matchless, or what, I think it is called matchless charcoal. It's called something, but I got it in there. Basically, you don't need the lighter fluid to light the charcoal. So I still need to learn how to start a fire like without all of that. You need to know how to learn start a fire without that. It's a good thing to have matches and lighters stocked up, so that you can help yourself start a fire. Just these type of things that you need to think about. There's certain things that I took notes on during this whole grid gone down thing. And some stuff I have gotten since, and some I have one more order I gotta make, and then I'll have everything that I need. Should that happen again, I'll have what I need this go around. So just think about that. Just keep that on your mind, that everything don't need to be electric. You need to be thinking more portable, battery powered things. You need to be thinking more on that level, because if you have to get up and go because whatever reason, us, it was snow. Louisiana is the hurricanes. You need to be able to still survive. And this is in a state of emergency. You need to think of what I absolutely need to survive. I don't need makeup to survive. I don't need I don't need 10,000 purses to survive. I don't need 1,000 shoes to survive. I need shoes that's going, depending on the season, I need shoes that's going to keep me safe. Shoes that's not going to, let's say, for instance, the snow. I need to make sure I got the right boots that keep my feet warm and insulated should I have to, my car could break down. I can run out of gas. The grid can go down. If the grid go down, we can't get any gas unless we have cash. So that's another thing. Keep cash on you. Everybody's so reliable on these cards. You need to keep cash somewhere. Should I run out of gas and say that I'm far off and I have to walk somewhere? I need to have the right shoes, because what if I had to walk hours to get to wherever, to the nearest gas station? Anything can happen. I don't know how long it takes for you to get frostbitten, but I know it don't take long once you go into hypothermia. I know it don't take long for you, like things like that matter, but that we don't think about those things because we don't think that anything will ever happen to us like that. But these are type of things survivalists think about, and it's constant. They're constantly ready for whatever's to happen. Even if it doesn't happen, it's better to be ready than when it does happen than to not be ready when it does happen. What did I just say? It's better to be ready when it happens, rather than not to be ready when it happens. So, making sure I stay on target, because like I said, I want this video under an hour. I think I talked about fire outside cookware, which includes like the grill and all that kind of stuff. Food, buying in bulk. Buying in bulk, a lot of people don't like doing it. Even if they're like single like me, I still feel like it's the best thing to do, even if you are single, because it pays off in the long run. It stops you from having to make so many store visits when you really don't have to. Yeah, for couponers, it may not work out well, because there's really not unless let me know, honey, because there's really not a lot of coupons with buying in bulk. I kind of just depend on whatever's on sale when I go to Sam's or whatever, but so I do go on sale days. They do always have a sale going on, but like the couponers, how they find certain things, I've never really seen any clip coupons or anything that's for Sam's. Their coupons are like it's like they put on a sale, and that's like your coupon. So that's really the only disadvantage of buying in bulk. You don't really get to use your coupons like that. But at the end of the day, you get crap more than in quantity. To me, it does save more money in the long run when you add everything up as a whole. And you don't have to make that many store runs. You can, go every 3 months or whatever you want to do and be like, okay, I'm running low on this, and that. Let me go do this, and I have this, or every 6 months, however you want to do it. So, me personally, I don't really like going to the grocery store all the time. So, ever since I've been back to buying in bulk, I don't find myself at the grocery store much. And if I do, it's for little stuff like produce, and little things, little trinkets that maybe Sam's don't offer. And then everything else I buy offline. I buy in bulk offline, and I leave it at that. So there's a company called Azure. Right now they're having everybody is experiencing shortages. Everybody. And when I got the email the other day, I was like, see, here we go. So they actually are a bulk buying service. They have organic. I bought like 25-pound bag of rolled oats, organic. That's a good staple to have. Just when you're thinking about things to stock, of course, stock what you eat. But think about staples that's going to give you protein, fiber, and nutrients that you need. Oatmeal is a great staple to have in the state of an emergency, in the state of a food shortage or whatever. It's good to have that. Beans, a lot of people don't eat beans. A lot of people do though, but beans, a great thing to have. So they have when I say Azure has, so just go check out their website. They have so much that they offer. And I mean, from grains, seeds, gardeners, and organic and heirloom seeds as well. Seeds, honeys, dressings. They even do like frozen and cold items. So when it's delivered to you, it will be frozen, it will be cold, and this is their process. You make your profile or whatever. You order your items, right? If you say for instance, the cutoff date, they have a cutoff date for your particular drop off. Based off your address, they'll show you what the nearest drop off is, and then you select whatever drop off you want. And at your drop off, you are assigned a coordinator. Like if you had any issues or any questions or whatever, there's actually a coordinator assigned. But when you put your order in, right? Say for instance, I put my order in today, but the cutoff is not till next Friday. So I have until next Friday at whatever time they say. It's usually like in the evening time or afternoon time. And I put my order in. Between today and Friday at whatever time they cut off, I can remove and or add items to my order for whenever the cutoff. If it was 3 weeks down the line, sometimes I've ordered things and the cutoff was a month later. So after the cutoff, that's when your order gets processed. So it is a process. So if you need something right away, don't expect that right away, because that's not how the process works. Unless you, like say for instance, I ordered today and the cutoff is tomorrow. And they always give you an email, hey, cutoff is this day, get your order in, blah, blah, blah. If you need to order something, the cutoff date is this day, at this time, blah, blah, blah. So that would be the only difference of you expecting it right away. But even after that, it's still going to be, it's a process, because literally the driver brings the food to you, to the drop off, and you get the food. So you go to the drop off, you wait till he pulls up. The truck, it'll be an 18-wheeler. He pulls up. And then the workers get out and they start calling names. You go with your order, you take it back to your truck, to your car or your vehicle or whatever, and you go head on. And it's such an easy process. And at first, I didn't understand it. But of course, when you go through it the first time, you're not really explaining it. So I learned by just experience. So I'm explaining this to y'all so you won't be like, what is the process? And you see a lot of people sitting around because they're waiting on the truck. So these people been ordering from them for years. So I just started ordering from them, I think earlier this year. I was introduced to them through a YouTuber, Homestead Heart. Her information is down below. Y'all go check her out. Go check Les Farmer 73 out. Everybody that's in the description. I gave the ones that I gleaned from the most out of all the people that I follow and have followed. Some people I have unsubscribed to that some of them have suggested, they just didn't do it for me, but they do it for me. So that's why I have them down there. So that's pretty much the process. And I'm talking about anything you can really think of, man. It's literally like an online grocery store, organic grocery store at that. So I bought some tahini. I have not seen tahini in the store. I haven't even seen tahini at Sprouts or Whole Foods, but they had tahini because I want to try it. And I ordered me a bottle. I ordered me some organic vanilla, and they going up on vanilla. It's crazy, ridiculous. So I haven't got to the stage of making my own vanilla, but as I continue growing, and of course I need to move. I need a house, and I'm working on it in the next couple of years. So I'm working on that seriously I've been working on it for the last few years actually, but really heavy on it the last year. In the next couple of years, I'm believing God, that I will be either in it or I closing on one. So I need room to really do what I really, really, really want to do. As far as, living off the land, homesteading, and all that kind of stuff. So, what else? Also, if you need like homesteading tools or anything like that, Homestead Supply, their information is down there below. I was also introduced to them from Homestead Heart. So check out that website. Again, y'all need to go, the ones that's interested, go back and look at all of these people down in the description. They have so much content out there. You have to do your research, y'all. I'm here to answer any questions, but I'm not going to be study asking questions that I've already answered and you haven't really did your research. Because a lot of times I share a lot of information on my social media. And I give a lot of people tips. This page, my YouTube, is really going to be about, of course, you know, it's going to be about God. Y'all already know that. Of course, it's going to be about food reviews. You already know that. And then it's going to be about just life things and just encouragement, inspiration, goofy stuff. Like, it's just going to be about, it's going to be me. Just what my bio says. My bio, that's what it's going to be about. A mixture of those things. So, I share a lot of information. And then when I get questions, I'm like, I've already explained this. So sometimes, so that I won't become snappy, because I don't want to be snappy, because that is a pet peeve of mine when I'm repeating myself again. That's something that I've already said, because you are too lazy to go read, and you don't read thoroughly. It's like, oh, okay, they say it all the time. Oh, the party is going to be at such and such at this time on this date. Somebody will still ask you, where's the party going to be at? You know, it's like technology has made us so lazy, and I can't stand it. That's why I'm so ready to get back to, I got a whole book down there. It's called The Encyclopedia of Country Living. It's about that thick. I got that. I got a gardening book. I don't even have anything yet. I started buying gardening things also, so it's coming. And I got another book too, a book about soaps and candles. So it's like, I'm for it. I'm for living off the ground. I'm for going back to the days of old, living off the ground. I mean, living off the land, and you know what I'm saying, growing my own food and making my own everything as much as I can, making my own everything. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait to get more room so that I can do that. My apartment is already set up a certain way, and I'm like, I need a house. I need a house so bad. But what I have now, I'm making use of what I have. So I'm not complaining, and I thank God that I do have a roof over my head. But I'm making use of what I have. And when I'm saying y'all that have house in these yards and stuff and not doing nothing with them, I hope that y'all rethink. I really do. Let's see. Let me move on. Water. Again, whatever you drink, water, pop, coffee. Some people drink alcohol. And while I'm talking about alcohol, at the beginning of the pandemic, I could not find any rubbing alcohol to save my life, because I needed it for, you know, I couldn't find rubbing alcohol. I couldn't find peroxide to save my life, because I needed it to make my own sanitizer. Because again, we couldn't find that either. But I had told my sister, I was like, listen, I'm going to have to go to the liquor store and buy a bottle of vodka or tequila, whatever clear liquor that is, because we're going to have to use that as our sanitizer. We cannot afford to not have, you know, because again, the pandemic, I was only stocked up for a couple of months. And actually, there were some things that were already running low that I had already scheduled in my budget. Like, okay, this check, I'm going to go and do a next little stock up. But baby, I was too late. The pandemic had already hit. The stores are already totally gone, totally wiped out. And I couldn't find nothing anywhere. But my best friend came in the clutch. She came in for me. She saved the day. She was the ram in the bush. She found me some peroxide and alcohol. I don't know, can't remember where she found it, but she found it, and it was more than 70%. I think it was 91% and everything. So she found it for me and brought it to my house and dropped it off at the door, honey, because I didn't have nothing. I mean, I had what I had, but I didn't have anything after that. So I was like, oh no, you know, I'm too late. So that's why I said never again will I stay just stocked for a couple of months. I'm going to be survival stocked, and that's what I've been calling it. I'm going to be survival stocked. What else? So yeah, whatever you want, you know, just keep that in mind. Yes, saints, everybody not going into the liquor store to get liquor to drink. Some people may need it because they can't find no alcohol for their sanitizer. Some people cook with alcohol. Some people cook with wine. There is cooking wine out there, but sometimes it be tasting a little different. So sometimes you be needing that real wine to cook with. So even, you know, so I know somebody could be like, the Bible say, don't let your evil be good, but let your goodness be even spoken. Well, we in a pandemic. So if you gonna judge me by me going to the liquor store because I need some alcohol to make something, some sanitizer, then you're gonna just have to judge me. So, but yeah, that's just a little funny. But health and wellness, let me get to that because I'm already almost 30 minutes in. Health and wellness. I have a post that I posted about my daily and weekly regimen down below as well. It's a public post, so you don't have to add me on Facebook to see it. You can just click the post and you will see the information on the post. So every day I take Mega Food elderberries. I do have some dried elderberries that's in my that I have stored away, but I'm kind of saving that for as times maybe get harder, and I'll have that to make the elderberry, my own elderberry syrup. So for now, I stick to these gummies. Mega Food is an awesome brand. Oh my God, they are awesome. They have just it's vegan, it's whole. They make their thing their products off whole foods. Like my iron is made off of carrots and broccoli. I also just recently started taking a magnesium. This is bone health. I started taking a magnesium supplement, which helps. I was low on magnesium and was dizzy all the time. So some of y'all that's having these dizzy spells, see if your magnesium is low. And I don't even take the whole serving. This is blood bitter minis because I can't take the big one. And the good thing about the bone health, I can actually crush it up per Mega Food. You can go ask them yourself. But I actually reached out to them. I contacted them and they confirmed that I can crush this up and it's not more potent. This has really been a lifesaver, y'all. And I don't even take, I literally take one a day. Serving is 4, and I'm not taking that many. I'm very sensitive to medication, so I don't, even these I take one a day, and my numbers, my anemia, my blood levels have been excellent. I've actually gotten out of the green except for one, but one of the tests I'm literally by that much in the red, and I'm about to be back in the green. So that's a good thing, and I'm only taking one a day. So that's that. I do not crush that. Of course, you can't crush iron, but I don't crush that one because it's the smaller one anyway. I take their gummies as well, and the only prescribed medication I take is my nasal spray, and I don't even take this every day. I don't even take it every week, but it helps with my allergies and all of that kind of stuff. It really does help. And like I said, I don't take it every day, and I don't take it every week. I take it kind of as needed if I'm having a real bad flare up, because sometimes it'll start like up in here, it'll be hurting. That's like a side effect of this. Some people have had like sore throats from these and stuff like that. Thank God that's not me. But this is the only prescribed medicine that I take, and it's really good. It's, I don't know how to pronounce it, Fluticasone. So it's not Flonase, it's another one, but this one is so good, and it really helps and breaks things up. Also, I take raw sea moss every day. So this is what I do every day. I do this every single day. These every day plus my raw sea moss every day. And I get my raw sea moss from Jordan raw. So again, his description is below. If you don't want to make your own raw sea moss, you can order gel. If you're locally in the DFW area, you can order it from Lucrece. Her information is in that Facebook post at the bottom. You can order it from her. She makes the gel and she'll ship it to you. Jordan makes the gel too, but he only has Conjures Crispus. So for those that like the Wildcrafted versus the Conjures Crispus, I do the Conjures Crispus now that I make my own. And I love that I can order by the pound, because I give it to my family. So I give it to I give half to my parents and I keep half and with me. So we all have it. We all have it. So between the home. So that has helped tremendously. That was really helps keeps my allergies at bay. I still deal with allergies. I'm allergic to trees. I'm allergic to grass. I'm allergic to dust and mold. So I have to do my best. I dust every week, sometimes throughout the week. I try to stay from under trees, but I love nature, y'all. I love nature. Nature don't love me back. But I love nature. So when I went to St. Louis, I actually had laid in the grass, and I had, oh my God, I broke out all over my arms. Oh, that mess is so bad. And I was like, wow, I didn't think it would do me bad like that, because Texas grass don't do me like that. So whatever type of grass St. Louis got, it was so pretty and so fluffy and soft, and I just had to lay in it. I had to take my shoes off and walk in it. So it was worth it to me, because it was just a beautiful feeling. So anyway, moving on, I've been here enough. First aid kit. Sam's has a first aid kit, a nice first aid kit. It's about $25, and it has a lot of stuff in it. And you need to always have a first aid kit, not just in your home. Really need to have a first aid kit in your car as well. Just a lot of we always in our car. We always gone somewhere. We just never know when we'll need it. I absolutely need to probably buy a big one for the car because I have a small little first aid kit. I need something of significance that's going to possibly save a life, even my own, until I get to the nearest hospital. So keep that in mind also. Moving on. So AC and heat. Should the grid go down, right? I bought me a portable power source. I bought me a Jackery 500 with solar panels. Okay, it is an electric generator. It's not, of course, I don't need a gas generator. I don't have a house. Even if I had a house, I don't think I will buy a gas generator. I know some people would totally disagree with me. I know they would totally disagree with me, but I don't really think I would buy one. I think I would have all electric generators that can be recharged by the sun. And I don't have to worry about the gas. I don't have to worry, because my thing is, when you run out of gas, what? The sun is gonna always, be here until the day of Jesus Christ. But for now, the sun is, because we're thinking about the state of emergency, y'all. This is probably gonna be like, say, for a week. Unfortunately, some people, when the grid went down, unfortunately, some people experience things for way more than a week. Way more than a week, so, but you have people that actually live outside, that are campers, that are literally daily campers, and they live outside, they live off the grid, and they have these devices that they live on. So if you had a power source, you can very much so live with it outside of a week, past a week. But what I'm saying is, just for regular people that don't live outside, what I'm coming from a standpoint of us maybe going a week without power, or a week without something, so it's, for me, I'm good on the gas generator. It goes back to my carbon monoxide woes stuff. So I'm like, how far do I have to have it from the house? And if I have it far from the house, somebody may see it and get it from me. An electric generator can be inside the home, and I don't have to worry about nobody, I don't have to be outside on watch guard because somebody's taking it. Because in a state of emergency, crazy things happen. Crazy folks get even more crazy. You know what I'm saying? People always, take advantage of situations like that, and it's crazy to me, but that's the evil world that we live in. So you need to have a power source, y'all, and I have power source brands in the description, the ones that I think is best based off my research and based off what some other of the survivalists that I have below have suggested. The number one guru of power sources is Lead Farmer 73. Y'all need to go find whatever he got on power sources. He submits videos every week, so not necessarily about the power sources, but about all kind of stuff, about survival. So that's the person that you're gonna have to do your research with, so you can figure out what you need. Because not only I can't tell you what you need, what's important to you. If in a state of emergency, I'm not gonna be thinking about keeping my whole house warm. I'm gonna have a room. This gonna be the room that we're gonna keep warm, because we need to save our power and our energy on our power source as much as possible. So in the daytime, I'm not gonna be using my LED light. I'm not gonna be using that, because it's gonna be the sun that I'm gonna be using for my light for in the house and stuff. Just hypothetically speaking, if I power went down for a week again, power goes out again, I'm not gonna be needing to use my light during the day. I can use the sun, and at night I can worry about, okay, do I need a light? What do I need? And blah blah blah. Space heaters, fans, because you never know what season stuff is gonna happen. So space heaters can keep you a room warm. A box fan can keep a room cool, like God forbid happen in the summer. So think about that. Blankets, those little cheap little throw blankets. My sister, I'm not gonna lie, I do not like a lot of clutter. And All my friends know about, like, I got a lot of stuff, but it's not cluttery and it's up neat. Like, everything has its proper place. Y'all know me. I'm a germaphobe and I'm clean and I'm like, it has its proper place. So I don't have a lot. I've never had a lot of blankets. Even though I'm anemic, crazy thing is I get hot in my sleep. So I can't sleep with a lot of blankets and stuff like that. I do have a lot of pillows I sleep with, which helps my posture when I'm sleeping. And that's because I'm getting old, 36 now. So, but a lot of blankets, I can't sleep with a lot of blankets because I get hot. But when I tell you my sister she saved me during that when the grid was down because I was so cold. I was so cold. My body aches in the wintertime. I hate winter. I like the winter season, but I do not like what the weather does to me. And my body aches, and it's just, anybody that's anemic know how it feels. And it just feels like you just literally in a bucket of snow, and it's just, and you can't get warm. Like, I could not get warm. I had double socks, and just think about this: double socks, double pants, had about 3 shirts on. I had 2 coats on and a scarf, and I was still super duper 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 cold. And but when my sister gave me an extra blanket, that's when I was able to warm up. So we need blankets. Blankets will save your life. Putting blankets under the door so the air that seeps up through the door, it keeps the room. You need to have a safe room. You don't need to warm your whole house in a state of emergency or cool your whole house. You need to have a safe room where everybody comes, or maybe it depending on how many people is in your household. If it's just you, then you know what to do. If it's you and 3, 4 other people, maybe if you don't have a big enough safe room, maybe have 2 safe rooms. You know what I'm saying? So that everybody can be comfortable and stuff like that. So, but you can make it work. We know how to survive as humans. But the thing is, you got to have the right tools to survive. You have to have the right tools to survive. When it comes to gloves, I learned this several months ago because I was like, I don't know what made me look at it. For the life of me, I cannot remember what made me look this up and do my research on this. But I'm trying to look at the camera. Y'all know I'm always looking down here, but I'm trying to look up here. I don't know what made me do my research on this, but I researched gloves and mittens. And because I don't like mittens. I never like mittens because I can't do nothing with them. But mittens, I save your life. Mittens will save your fingers. Praise God. And I have ordered me some, but I'm ordering me another pair. I'm ordering me a set with a hat and a scarf. But mittens keep your fingers together, which helps your fingers stay warm. And if we ever really realize it, when we wear those gloves, our hands still was cold. I would have to double my gloves up, and I still would be cold because it's like they give each other warmth in those mittens so your hands stay warm. So I'm trashing all my gloves, and I'm going to buy the mittens. Also, another thing that I learned from Lead Pharma 73, again, this is all I'm telling y'all have to do your research. Bouge RV is it's a portable Frigidaire and freezer, so you can use it as a Frigidaire or a freezer or both, or however you want to use it. A lot of people that camp use it, people that's always on the go use it, people that's like work outside, like construction workers, they use this kind of stuff. They use power sources, stuff that I never even knew that was a thing. They use this kind of stuff. So that's something to think about, because if the grid goes down, again, let's say power's out for a week, those that have medication that needs to be cold, that can save your medication. Also, a good thing about the power source is people that may sleep with a CPAP. You can sleep with a CPAP on a power source because you'll have electricity. So I would say get as much battery powered things as possible, and those things that have to be electric, that's what you save your power source for. You also need to know how much kilowatts everything uses so that you can know what power source you need. You know how much kilowatt things use by kilowatt meter. So you can get all that on Amazon. Okay, I'm gonna move on. As far as like health devices to have, I suggest that you have a blood oxygen saturation monitor. This has saved me a lot of trips to the ER. Saves me a lot of money going to the ER while I'm having an anxiety attack, because I need to read what my heart rate is at, what my breathing level is at, and stuff like that. This has saved me so many trips, even to the firehouse, because usually I would go to the firehouse. Like all last year, I was going to the firehouse, like take my vitals and stuff like that. But now I can just do it from home. This is the best. This brand was from I got this brand referral from my doctor's office. This is what they use, and it works it's very accurate. The only thing I say is, do not use the cheap batteries that it come with, because that's when it starts doing off. I don't know what's them batteries to be doing. Use an actual. I don't buy, and that's another thing to stock up on is batteries. So if you're gonna buy battery powered things, have batteries. Make sure you buy the top brand batteries: Energizer, Duracell. Don't buy no cheap batteries. That's all I'm gonna say. You're not gonna get an accurate reading with cheap batteries in these things. So you need to buy the top brand batteries. All this stuff is in what the brand this is in the description box. This is a blood pressure monitor. Something good to have. Something else I bought this year was this thing right here. I think this is something good to have, because we're dealing with a virus that is a respiratory virus. And even if you have sinuses, or even if you're asthmatic, you can do your breathing exercise on here. And if you just want to do breathing exercises, period, just to keep your lungs moist, I think that's a great thing to have. And people have those all the time when they have been sick or something like that. So I think that's a good thing to have. Also a stethoscope, and I ain't got there yet. I got one of them saved items, but it's a few $100s, and I'm holding off on that. But those are the devices that I have. Let me move on to communication. So because this video, I need to wrap it up. Communication. How are you gonna communicate with your family or with people that's inside your house? I read an article the other day about a girl that lives in her car. She's like a traveler, so she lives in her car. She lives in her Subaru, and she suggested a satellite phone. I didn't even think about a satellite phone. I've been looking for walkie-talkies, and I learned walkie-talkies from The Walking Dead. Y'all better watch The Walking Dead now. I'm telling you, The Walking Dead is not about zombies. It is about survival. I have learned things. I literally bought me a Rick Grimes hatchet, so that because that hatchet gonna break down some trees. It's gonna, for some wood or for some fire, the hatchet's gonna help you. It may help, say for instance you fall or something, you fall into a deep ditch and you need to help yourself climb. You got that hatchet on you, baby, you can dig yourself out. Like, you got to be thinking about, y'all know that I be going off on the deep end, but I'm telling you, it's better to have it than not have it. So she suggested a satellite phone. So I went and looked up a satellite phone. I was like, wow, the satellite phone will still let you reach. That's how she reaches her family when she's in places where it's too many mountains and she just cannot get a signal. She can always get a good signal with a satellite phone. And I was like, wow, I didn't even think about that. I'm thinking about walkie-talkies because of The Walking Dead. Walkie-talkies, or those the radio. Dang, what's that radio? The radio where you can go on the radio, and then if you say something, everybody hears your conversation. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't think about it now. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think about the name of the specific radio. And even when you're doing that, it's like, do you really want to talk on that radio? I know you want to reach your family, but do I want everybody knowing where we meeting at? That's why you got to have that information in code words before all the things hit. So you'll know, oh, okay, this is the code words, or I heard my family member say meet me at the spot or something like that. But just think about that, communication. Your family, get your family in on it. Hey, we need to get satellite phones so that we'll be able to call each other and know where each other is. When crap hit the fan and we got to go, or, we have to up and go, like, that's very important. Again, this is an investment. So we invest in everything else except for really what things matter. We invest in all kind of things. We invest in things that really don't mean anything at the end of the day in a crisis like this. Cosmetic surgery don't mean nothing in a crisis like this. Me getting stuff don't matter in crisis like this. So if we can invest in other things that maybe matter to, us, as far as our outward appearance and stuff like that, we can definitely invest in things that matters for not only our survival, our kids' survival, our family survival. We can invest in these things. Is it cheap? Some stuff, no. A lot of stuff is not, but it's an investment. It's an investment, and it's an investment to survive in tumultuous times. I don't know how to pronounce that word. In those type of times, in the times that we went through, what we went through in Texas, that was horrible. That was a very bad week. That was a very bad week for a lot of people. We lost people. We lost kids. We lost elderly because they didn't have enough power for their oxygen devices that keep them alive. If they had an electric power source that can get charged off of the sun, they would still be here. People that may sleep with their CPAP. It's just like things like that we don't really think about. Cordless power tools is another thing that you can have. That's one thing that I'm absolutely still working on, like a drill or anything that's cordless power tools and battery powered if you can. If you can't, you still have your power source if you were to need it. But if not, see if you can get a cordless power tool with no, that's battery powered. I'm really into the battery power stuff now because I just think about whatever I have to get up and go. You know what I'm saying? Have all your important documents in a safe hidden somewhere. You know where that safe is. Get that safe. Go. Get the emergency bag and get everything you need. Go. Lights, like flashlights. I would to me again, I would especially stick to battery power flashlights and stuff like that. But I would also get LED stuff. I've really been into that. Like this right here is LED, my little desk light. Excuse me, that's LED. I'm about to order me some lanterns. That's LED because I could have shown enough used that during the grid. Because baby, my phone light wasn't doing it, and I could not find my I didn't have the flashlights that I have now. My flashlight I do have, it wasn't as good as these other ones. And I also bought I bought this to read. Like if I'm sleeping in my bed, like if I'm laying in my bed and I want to read, I don't no longer have to hold my flashlight. I can just put this on my head. Baby, this thing is so bright. Look how bright that is. And I can turn it down also. And it goes, somebody that, it's say for instance, I need to get under the hood. I don't know what for. And it's dark outside. And where I need to get something, I can have a hands free and have this on my head and use it. But I use this while I'm reading at night. So that's another light to get stuff like this. Battery powered. The lanterns. it was so dark in my apartments. And everybody was in their car and everything like that, but it was so dark. And like I said, people use opportunities like that to do their little dirty, crazy, demonic thought things. Robbers and molesters, rapists. Like people, no. They be doing kind of stuff. They be taking advantage of these type of situations. So I need to be seeing everything that's going on. And speaking of craziness, you need to have, if you're not licensed to carry, I understand Texas has their new permitless carry. I mean, I wouldn't trust that, but I would still have some type of a firearm and ammo, and keep it on your person, because when the lights out again, we just don't know the people that we're dealing with. Thank God protected us, but some people did experience certain things. So it's just good to keep it on your person and until the lights restore and everything like that. But guns and ammo is another thing that you need to have a nice supply of if you are a firearm carrier. If you don't want to carry a firearm, there's other things that you can carry: knives, pepper spray, whatever. I believe and I trust God. I don't rely heavily on my firearm, but it's just good to have. It's just good to have. In my opinion, if you don't like guns and you disagree, we can agree to disagree, and you don't have to get this. Again, eat the meat and throw away the bones. Eat whatever is for you, throw away everything else. This is just a template because I've been getting a lot of questions and people want me to write down. No, I'm not writing down a list. You're going to have to do your own research. I don't mind answering questions. And again, I didn't mind taking our time to do this video. But you're going to have to do your own research after this to do what's best for you and your family. Another thing people don't think about is toilet and the toilet seats and the bags that come with them. Because what if the water gets turned off? Or what if you go to another city and they don't have any room left in the inn? You're going to have to sleep outside. And that goes, again, tents. Not only tents to sleep in, but shower tents to use the bathroom in, you know. That's something to think about. That's something to think about. Because you're not going to be able to keep your car on all night. You got to save your gas. You know, you're not going to be able to do that. And then you don't want to ride. You don't want to run your car on like that. Like, the car is not to be, it's not to be ran like that. So you don't want to do that. So just think about these type of things. And that's a tent. I still need to get some tents. I still need to get a tent. And I have, if anybody knows about a tent that lasts in the snow, like a tent for the snow, let me know, because I have been researching that since earlier this year. And I still cannot find a tent that's suitable for the snow. I found tents suitable for the rain. I find tents suitable for the heat. I find tents suitable for like fall, but nothing for blizzards, like blizzard-like weather, snow weather. I haven't found one. And even when it comes to the tents, you got to think about what you're going to sleep in. Are you going to sleep? A sleeping bag is not what you need to sleep in. You need to have some type of what you call it? It's in my saved item. It's like a, not a mattress, but I can't think about it, y'all. But these are the type of things. Just research camping items, things to have for camping. I promise y'all, this information is out there. You'll get it. The last thing that I'm going to end with is making a declaration over yourself and over your family as well. But say that every morning when I get up, and because this is not about trying to be, trying to a fear tactic. This is just something just to say, survive and prepare for whatever it is to come. It's really not if it's coming, it's a matter of when. And this is not a scare tactic. This is just some information, and you can do what you will with it. Just like the 5 foolish versions. The 5 foolish versions, when they ask the 5 wise versions, I'm talking Bible now. If they ask the 5 wise versions for some of that oil, and they said no. Why? Because you had the same amount of time, resources, just like I had to prepare for the bridegroom. Because he was coming, and you knew he was coming, and we kept oil in our lamps. We never let our lamps get low. But you was out doing other stuff. Ain't nothing wrong with traveling. Ain't nothing wrong with going out to eat. Ain't nothing wrong with going shopping. There's nothing wrong with, beautifying yourself. But it is something wrong when you're not prepared. It is something wrong when certain things that truly do matter is not prioritized. But everybody's priorities is different. But the thing is, don't go asking people that you know that is prepared for stuff like this for their stuff. Because the answer very well might be no. It might be no. So we have the same, while things are stocked and while things are where they are right now, go out and start your stockpile if you haven't already. And if you have already, keep it stocked and continue learning about different things when it comes to surviving. But make a declaration of yourself every day that I get up and before I go to bed. And even if I'm still awake and it's gone into a new day, I say it before I go to sleep. I thank God for another day. I thank him for life, health, and strength, every activity of my limb. I thank him for salvation. I thank him for waking me up. I thank him for his protection. And I begin to decree and declare over me that, my heart, my lungs, my kidneys, my brain cells, my blood cells will function how they were created to function. I decree and declare no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I decree and declare sickness, danger, seen and unseen. I go into that and I decree and declare it over myself. I decree and declare that I will forgive. I will forgive things that I may be still holding on to. And I pray that I can forgive myself for things that I have done and the harm that I have made cause somebody else. Like, I go into a whole spiel every single day. Every morning and at night before I go to bed. And I decree and declare those things, a lot of other things over me. It take me about 3 minutes to say it, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to say it, and I decree and declare. And I have seen God, man, I've been doing this since last year, and I have seen God really manifest exactly what I have been decreeing and declaring over myself. It's life and death in the power of the tongue, y'all. And I believe every word. And then sometimes when fear tries to grip me or something like that, or oh God, they coughed your way, or oh God, you did, it's like no. If I'm gonna decree it, I'm gonna believe it. If I'm gonna decree a thing and declare a thing over my life, especially when I have the word involved in it and I have literally Bible scriptures involved in it, I'm going to believe it. I'm going to believe it, or I'm not gonna say it. So when that fear tries to come up to y'all rebuke that in the name of Jesus, and y'all say what the word says. Say what the word says over your life. You the head, not the tail, above and not beneath. Like, those things are not just cliches. They really do mean something. Because some people really do think that they're not the head. They think they the tail. They think they're beneath. They think low of themselves. So just find what you need to do. Write it out. Find scriptures that speak to your situation, and include that in your declarations. I decree and declare, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I decree and declare, I resist the devil and he's gonna flee from me. I tread on serpents and scorpions and over all the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt me. Like, speak the word over yourself. Speak the word over your life, your family's life, your children's life, your loved ones, your friends. Let them know. Make a declaration for yourself. You can add your family and friends in there if you want to, but I specifically say this over myself, because of things that I've been facing, and things that the enemy keeps trying to, bring to me, especially with, just life. Life happens. Life happens to us all. And life can get tough sometimes. It really can. But to God be the glory. He's still on the throne. He's still in control. And we are not exempt from trials and tribulations. We are not exempt. But as people of God, those that serve the Most High God of the Bible, we don't go through as the world does. We go through with hope. We go through, with God. And we go through depending on what his word says. A lot of times we don't depend on his word. We don't, number one, don't know it, don't seek it, and therefore can't depend on it. So we got to hide that word in our heart so we'll know exactly what to pull on in times of need. So anyway, I think that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope this video was informative to those that have been asking me. And please, 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 please go do your research. It's going to take you some hours. It's going to take you weeks upon weeks upon weeks sometimes to do research. I'm telling you. So, and there's so much information out there. Eat the meat, throw away the bones. That's the best advice I can give. So anyway, y'all have a happy Friday, and be safe out there. Take care.